Mrgrrr is cooking up some chicken Alfredo for the family tonight. Dungeons and Dragons is on the menu tonight, and my character, Ernest Maimhand, well, he's considering early retirement tonight. I don't think I'm going to play Dungeons and Dragons anymore. I think Ernest is going to walk away into the sunset. Now, if I had my way, the story that I would tell for Ernest, because he was keeping watch over the party while they were resting in a frozen temple called the Temple of Amber. Well, one of the characters has a giant magic sword. It's a +2 great sword, and Ernest, well, is thinking about stealing that sword, taking it, cutting off yet another finger, because that's what his religion does, and kind of a way of showing their penance. So he would leave his finger behind, walk off into the snow alone with his sword and his magic talisman to confront the major villain of the story, Strahd, the vampire, in his castle. And with that magic talisman, Ernest has the ability to freeze a vampire solid, make it powerless, make it helpless. And after doing that, Ernest, because he doesn't speak the common language, would use his magic spell that he can use once a day to talk to the vampire and tell him that where he comes from, the best man ever, the greatest hero, the most honorable, the most courageous man that ever lived, became the most horrible villain that the world had ever known. And Ernest believes wholeheartedly that there's probably just as much powerful good inside of Strahd the vampire as there is horrible, horrible evil. So he would talk to him about that while the freeze spell lasted, and then Ernest would say, "My spell is going to end soon, and there are two things we can do, Strahd. We can fight, or we can talk." Now, chances are Strahd would not take up Ernest on his offer. Strahd would defeat Ernest, and it would be cool if Ernest became one of Strahd's henchmen and was guarding the castle for the rest of time, basically in full plate mail armor, because Ernest was destined to eventually wear plate mail armor. He saw it in his prophecy. So it would be pretty cool if the other party of heroes marched up on Castle Ravenloft and saw Ernest waiting for them at the drawbridge, not as a friend, but as a fallen ally. That would be a pretty cool encounter. Moral of the story, it's time to let go. It's time to let go.